Part 10 of episode 108, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. Two possible names that they're calling the tag team right now are the GOATs, the greatest of all tag teams, or what was it, the Beard and the Best, against Luke Harper and Erick Rowan of the Wyatt family. And a lot of speculation going into this match was that we were going to see another member of the Wyatt family show up, Judas Devlin from NXT, because he's been apparently appearing backstage. But we didn't see that, and instead Daniel Bryan and CM Punk come out on top. I actually was not a big fan of this whatsoever. I thought this was a quintessential Raw match. And when you have a standard tag team match on a Survivor Series pay-per-view, instead of just bulking it out with another elimination match, it needs to be damn good. Or at least have something very interesting about it to justify having it. Like The Rock and John Cena tag teaming. That wasn't, match of the year or anything like that, but having The Rock come back and tag with John Cena, that's going to get people really interested. And why not have them just in a normal tag team match instead of an elimination? This, though, CM Punk and Daniel Bryan against two of the lower members of the Wyatt family, that's it. That's all they had to give us. And it wasn't really that good of a match. The fans seemed really into it for some reason, and I really don't know why. They were chanting, "This is awesome," and everything. I was kind of bored. But worst of all, how does it end? It doesn't end with a new Wyatt family member. It doesn't even end with some kind of an attack or something. On Raw, we had the Shield come out and attack CM Punk while the Wyatt family took away Daniel Bryan, which was interesting. This ends with Bray Wyatt doing that same shit that they always do on Raw, where he comes out, he looks like he's going to get involved in the ring, and then he backs away like a little coward. And that is it. That's the entire purpose of this match. How is that any different from something you would see on SmackDown? I don't know. I can't see any justification for it. I think this was a total waste of a match for a pay-per-view, especially not one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, which is a real shame. Peyton, your thoughts?
I think the Wyatt should have won this match at Survivor Series, and they still could have done the same thing they did on Monday night, but do it at Survivor Series. Like, I don't understand the thought process with where they were going with that. Now the Wyatts look weak going into whatever they're doing here with Daniel Bryan. I don't know what's going on with their situation with the Shield. The more I think about it, the more I feel like that's not happening anytime too soon, and we're going to see the Shield versus CM Punk and the Wyatts versus Daniel Bryan. That's going to be the things we're seeing going on going forward. But I don't know. As far as this matchup, it was fine. It was not bad. My opinion on the Wyatt family members has increased a little bit. Harper, I always liked. I like him more now. Rowan, I don't think is a total piece of shit now. Rowan did a couple cool moves in this match, actually. One that specifically stuck out to me. I remember there was a moment where he ran into the ropes, leapt really high into the air for a guy of his size, tucked himself in tight very gracefully, and then fell right into a body drop. Probably the best body drop I think I've seen anybody in the company be able to do. And there's a lot of people that do them now. Big E does one. It really doesn't look very good. Mark Henry, of course. A few other people. Brodus Clay. Rowan, I think, really showed that he has a little bit of nimbleness and can get himself to do some moves when he wants to. Perhaps maybe this gimmick that they have right now, while as awesome as it is holding these guys back where they got to look like lumbering oafs. Maybe they have more talent than we're able to see.
I like how you said gracefully, though. The first thing I thought it was him at like a ballerina kind of thing.
That's exactly what I felt like. Because like I said, you always see him as like a lumbering oaf, but then he went and did this like jump up and tuck. Like it was very graceful. I was like, whoa. I did not expect that.
Like Shawn Michaels does the sweet chin music, tuning up the band thing, and Randy Orton does the whole Viper, the coiling Viper thing, and Erick Rowan's gonna start doing like plies before he gets his finisher.
He's gonna do the plie into the tuck.
Right.
It's gonna be his move, plie and tuck.
Burhan, your thoughts on this match? Positive, negative, somewhere in the middle?
Good match. As you stated and so aptly pointed out, it's a Raw match. It wasn't a pay-per-view match. They didn't really do anything to make it seem bigger than what it probably would have been on Raw. In terms of Bryan and Punk, they were on their A game as usual. And they did manage to bring out a decent match with the Wyatts, so it was okay. Wasn't amazing. I'll just leave it at that. Because in terms of negatives, well, it wasn't a pay-per-view match.
All right. I don't think there was really that too much that we can talk about with this. I mean, it's more so what are we going to see next week with the whole Shield split and everything. I think that's kind of telling for this whole thing. We had a couple things that WWE just threw out and they didn't want to build upon. I mean, we had The Miz was going to be feuding with the Wyatts. We had Kane, of course, was going to feud with the Wyatts. Nothing happened with that. Now it looks like CM Punk isn't even going to be feuding with them. So I don't know. Maybe this whole Punk and Daniel Bryan thing was a one pay-per-view shot, and by the end of TLC's build up, we won't even see Daniel Bryan involved in that. They seem to be throwing people out and not building upon that too much. So who knows? I guess next week is more so when we're going to know what the clear direction is for this, and we'll have to judge it based off of that. Finally, coming up, we're going to talk about the WWE Championship match. Then we're going to round out this whole episode with a little bit of an update and a shakeup from the Fantasy League.